list of attorneys. U.S. Code Section A4, Statute 401, subsection 1, right to request a supervisor. We would request that each of these rights violations be met with an appropriate payment of $20,000 per right violation. It all began at the arrest of our client, or actually before the arrest of our client, where they were joking with a friendly and familiar BCSO officer and hit their car with a crowbar, jokingly, not doing more than $3,000, not doing more than or equal to $3,000 of damage, which would warrant a charge of destruction of government property. It is then that Officer Sparrow beanbagged our client without provocation. He was not a threat to the public, nor did he make any verbal threats. He was then read his rights, placed under arrest, and escorted to the main PD cells. It is here that his rights were violated a second time. He requested an attorney. Officer Sparrow proceeded to ignore our client's request. Excuse me, Judge. I don't know how to mute my phone.
No problem, sir. You go ahead and put it on airplane
There we
mode
go.
for us. Thank you.
It is there that Officer Sparrow ignored our client's request for a right to an attorney. Instead, Officer Sparrow became annoyed with our client and decided he was going to move him into solitary confinement. Our client, knowing his rights had been refused twice at this point, declined that as he found it unnecessary. Officer Sparrow then proceeded to open the cell door and shoot our client a second time with a beanbag gun and place him in cuffs and escort him out of the cell. It was here that our client requested to see a supervisor, to which he was ignored and taken to solitary confinement. It is through these circumstances that we find 4 rights violations from the actions of the LSPD.
Thank you very much.
Yo, there are 3 guys entering in the basement door. I don't know what door
Evening,
it is,
Your
but
Honor.
they're going down there.
Good
The
evening,
stairs
sir.
on the right side, trying to get inside.
One bailiff, please go down there immediately.
Oh, what the?
Oh,
Actually, 4 guys.
Just going
The
audience?
Walmart shirt, the TSO guy, another guy in a suit.
Go ahead and
then
remove them immediately.
I know where that door
Judge,
is.
if we could have a recess, please.
Or just hold on for us 1 second, sir.
Sorry about that, Your Honor.
Nope. Thank you, sir.
No worries.
We appreciate it.
Bailiffs, we're gonna go ahead and lock these doors down and get everybody out.
So when we'll be able to sit in the
Outside.
when
Outside,
it's
go.
done to-
Outside now.
Outside now.
The way you came from.
Go.
Shit, damn. Damn. Time to go.
Court is in session. you
Other
need to
side.
disturb-
Other side.
That's-
Other
that's how
side.
we
Other
left.
side.
That's how
Other
we
side.
left.
No, you didn't. That went right there. Outside. Thank you. We're just holding. Give me a second. I'm gonna put a barrier here. You're good, brother. I'll put a barrier here. Come on in.
Just making sure that they weren't trying to ambush us.
I got you. Not that one. We need the other one. I got it. How you get it back up, brother? I want to put a barricade on you.
Yeah, whoever that SRT is, I'll leave them out here for you.
There we go.
Hey Frank, we got another one.
There you go. They should be able to get in now.
Get another one, just trying to sneak in.
Just want to make sure. There we go.
We secured the downstairs entrance.
Totally forgot about that damn.
Willikers, let me know when core is in such.
Which led him to his arrest.
It's in session.
With that being said,
Can I get that back? When do I get that
the
back?
following evidence that we have will support that documentation.
What? Oh, actually.
As far as the rights go, it was brought to our attention that he was given the opportunity to call a lawyer. The suspect did choose to call a lawyer, but it was an attorney who was not registered in the city. He did not have a bar ID on him.
Will you
Which is
pause
why-
right there for me for 1 moment, Bobby? Or the fraudulent attorney?
Pardon?
Do we have the name of the fraudulent attorney you're referring to?
We do not. We are still working on that. That is definitely
Okay.
an investigation on our end,
Okay,
and we
carry
will
on.
be
Sorry.
conducting that search our own, Your Honor. So we will look into that later.
Great.
But that's pretty much concludes our statement, and we would like to proceed forward.
All right. Thank you.
Who's got body cam?
Okay, we're going to move into the presentation of evidence and the calling of witnesses.
I should have body
So
cam, this might
I
be as well.
will manage this process. Make sure attorneys that you're referring to
Send in an email,
um,
please.
10-4.
your call-outs. There's that table in the DOJ handbook for you to refer to.
Drag you into a Discord call.
Okay, go ahead, whoever's sharing the evidence.
Hey, Jester, can you play the most recent video posted?
You ready, Your Honor?
I'm ready for you, folks.
All right.
The arresting one, right?
Yells out objection, followed by some phrase. Just hold your tongue for a moment, and then I'll let you know when to keep speaking.
And Mr. Richard, would you be able to speak a little louder?
Yeah.
Sure.
This is about as loud as I can get for you. Unless if you
All
want.
right. Sound good, thank you.
That should be good. We're picking you up here.
All right, Mr. Can you say the name, your full name for the record?
It's Chad Richards.
All right, Mr. Richard. Can you tell us at that day what happened before the officer arrived? When I looked at the body cam of yours, the evidence, it seemed there was an interaction between you and the sheriff officer. What was going on between you guys?
Objection relevance.
just-
Overruled. Just hold on. See where it goes.
So yeah, we had an interaction. So what had happened is me and a friend were driving that black Mercedes that was behind that truck. The officer in the truck happened to have a headache of some sort and crashed into us. So we pulled over to exchange information for insurance and all that type of stuff. And that's when all these other officers arrived. The officer that we had interacted with never radioed in for any other officers or anything like that. It was like the other earlier they said, me and that officer, I know him. We have a good history. So there wasn't really much going on there. I think it was just me goofing around.
All right. Now, at the moment, you were talking to that officer to exchange car insurance. According to you, he hit your vehicle. So, you got to fix your damages. Why did you decide to start hitting his vehicle with a crowbar?
Just to make up for the damages he gave me.
Objection relevance. This isn't relevant to the assaults.
I'm going to overrule that
violation
one
of
again.
attorney.
I think it's very relevant, but I just remember that I understand that this isn't what these aren't the primary charges of the trial or anything. You can go ahead, sir.
All right. So when the officer beanbagged you the first time you tried to run away, then he beanbagged you for the second time, and that when he placed you in cuffs. Then
Correct.
he uncuffed you to adjust the cuffs, so he put you back in cuffs because he did it a little too tight. So he uncuffed you and cuffed you back. so he doesn't hurt you too much. At that split second, why did you attempt to pull a knife out?
Objection,
Oh.
hearsay. The
I didn't
defense
have
has
no knife in
stated,
hand.
defense has
Again,
stated
overruled.
that-
I'm not just.
He did attempt it. I did not say
He did
but
not attempt to
Hold on,
flee.
hold on. Everybody be quiet.
Yes, sir.
Hearsay only applies to spoken words, right? So
I'm saying
he's not
the
asking
defense
him,
as
you know, he's not saying,
objection speculation.
okay,
He's stating incorrect facts about the scene, about the evidence that we've already presented.
okay, I'll sustain that one.
I'll
Let's
rephrase,
go
Your
ahead and
Honor.
rephrase that question. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you said you tried to make up for the damages by damaging his vehicle. While there's 3 officers standing around, trying to talk to you, and you decided to start vandalizing their vehicles. In your mind, or in the law itself, do you understand that vandalism, it could be considered as a felony?
Sure.
Objection leading
I'm
the
sorry,
witness.
can you repeat that one more time?
I said
I-
sure, yes.
I'll overrule that one. In this case, if he were leading the witness, it would be something like,
So
I would agree with you, but this is acceptable. Carry on.
you do understand that vandalism still be considered a felony, yet you still proceeded to damage the officer vehicle. Even if
Objection, lack of foundation.
Overruled. He just established the foundation for that.
We already established in the evidence that it takes $1,000 to repair a car.
That
So it
that
couldn't
is
have been
true.
a charge.
that
He couldn't
Well-
have been charged with destruction of government property.
Well,
Because it's $3,000 or more under the charge of destruction of government property.
I do agree with that, but he's not talking about that. He's talking, guessing that he's vandalism. Am I?
That's not what he was arrested for, though.
I mean, that's what
Trial against Mr. Richards.
I didn't hear the first part, Your Honor.
Oh, I was just saying, we're just trying to establish the circumstances. I'm well aware that this is not a criminal trial against Mr. Richards.
No, sir. It was just I'm trying to establish a time and what led up to the actions, and
I'm saying
To
he's
the assault of the
misrepresenting
officer.
facts to make our client look worse.
And
mean-
and you will have a moment you will have a moment
Yes,
in
Your
a
Honor.
moment
Yes, Your Honor.
to cross-examine the witness. All right, go ahead, sir.
yeah, sorry about that, Mr. Richard. So you still proceeded to damage the
Be
officer
advised the guys from
vehicle
earlier on the bike
when
got
there's
back.
multiple officers present
One
on
TSO
scene.
member.
One of them was
civilian.
friendly with you. 2 of them was
10-4,
not.
10-4.
Yeah, the guys whose car I hit was the cop that was my friend. As if you can see in the evidence,
Also looks like
that
we have
officer
a
didn't bat an
Mercs
eye
member
towards me.
on a bike.
It was just all in a joking manner.
It's a TSO member
But
running
So-
up to you guys at the front door.
When you let's say, hold on, let me rephrase. I don't want to say it in a bad manner. Give me 1 second.
No problem.
Second TSO plus Mercs. all
When
running
in-
to the
So when an violent action happened, how would you like the
Yeah,
police to
I'll probably
respond?
bring
Get
up
ready,
something like
snipers.
the,
One is armed, one is
necessary
armed.
bin
I
bagging.
don't believe in that. The circumstances it was a violent action. Yes, it could be considered a violent action. Like I
I'll
said,
take the
the
shot.
cop I was friends with,
Yeah, you want me to bring up how like
he didn't
the,
believe it
how
was
they
a
were like
violent
friends and
action
stuff,
or
and they
anything to that
escalate
manner.
it.
Hey, hold on one moment.
Yes, sir.
Jester, I believe you're. We can still
so
hear
much
you.
as points that
Oh,
gun,
sorry about that, Your
he's
Honor.
getting shot.
No problem. That's okay. Let's go back. Just one question. Carry on from there.
All right. So you understand that a violent act. How would you like the officers to respond when there's a violent action has been committed?
I'm not sure how you want me to answer this. I'm not.
Objection leading the
Um,
witness.
I will rephrase.
That one's overruled, but there is an objection I would accept.
He's on his radio. Was saying.
I would recommend.
This is
reading-
just
Calling
like
Mercs
cop
again,
baiting
grab
for
these people.
Bailiffs,
When an
please stay
officer
inside the
always-
courtroom at all time.
when the
Bailiffs, that is
officer was
SRTs.
there,
If you please stay in the courtroom at all times.
have they intend to arrest
you.
you from the beginning?
Yeah,
or were they
snipers
just
have
more
your
friendly with
eye
you
on them
until
as well.
10-4.
the car was vandalized?
It wasn't even a traffic stop.
Yeah,
Like
so
I
for
said,
he
Bailiffs,
crashed
anything that
into-
happens in
no,
the
no, he
courtroom, we
crashed
deal.
in-
If
we
they
were
don't
behind
come into
him
the
as you can
courtroom,
see.
we will
He
let
crashed
SR team
into
SWAT
us and
handle
told
it.
us to come
Copy.
pull over for
Thank
him
you, guys.
so we can just
They're
exchange
leaving.
information. It wasn't, like I said, he didn't radio it
members
in. It
still
wasn't no
calling on
lights and
his
sirens.
radio,
It
though?
was just, oh crap, I hit my buddy. Pull over, give you $1,000, blah blah blah. We'll go on our way.
Okay, let me pause you gentlemen right there.
We have a black four-door just pull up.
Let's speed it up a little bit.
It's another Mercs
Let's get
member
on to the
who's
meat of
He's
the
also
case.
pulling out a
I'm sorry,
weapon.
Your
These
Honor,
guys are
cut
such
it out.
boneheads, dude.
Oh,
It actually pisses
excuse
me
me.
off.
No, I'm sorry about that.
He's aiming the gun.
I was just
so,
saying,
yeah,
let's.
shoot him.
I'm gonna pause you. Let's.
All right.
Suspect down.
Let's
Uh,
speed
Both
it up a
suspects
tiny
aiming
bit,
weapons
but
are down.
I understand where you're going. Let's get to
Very
the
good.
heart of the
Stay inside, we're
case,
good.
right?
Okay. I do have one last question, and this is going to be the main question. When the
One
officer
Mercs
tried to
member, one
arrest you,
TSO member.
why
Apologies,
did
I
you
shot the
stop
TSO
pushing
member
him and
because
punching
he was
him?
aiming a gun.
Because I
couldn't see where
believed
he
he
was aimed at.
assaulted me at that point.
All
It
good.
was
guys.
Someone's
something
shooting
behind
down
us
the
telling
road.
me, hey, put that down. Come with me.
Which way?
or
Which way?
Anything. It was just
right under the
he
hospital.
started running off
SR
and
team
got shot
SWAT,
in
if
the
you
back.
guys
down.
need, go ahead and
I
call
don't know if
back
you've
up
ever
in
been
on
mean
channel
with
2 and
Suspects
channel
down.
3.
Suspects down.
Yep. I got you.
Yes, sir.
Temple.
All right.
I'm just put out P2.
That's it, Your Honor. I have no further questions for the
Two people
witness.
running up to the
Okay,
your left
thank
side of the
you.
courthouse now.
Thank you, Mr. Richard.
Stay right there for me. Still, plaintiffs, you may
Just gonna
cross-examine
rip,
the witness.
two-door pull up.
Go in channel 2 and
no,
ask
we're
for
good.
literally every single officer available.
Okay.
We put a
All
you know how
right.
these guys act.
Then, witness, you may be excused. Go on ahead, back to your seat.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
I think I might have to climb over here. There we go.
Your Honor, just so you are aware, there is a situation happening outside.
We
We are
wanna
trying to
cross
handle that.
examine?
One of them evaded.
Well,
Officer?
If
One
it is
that got killed.
necessary, I will ask that everybody goes to the judges' chambers, if need
Okay.
be.
Okay. You let me know if we
Oh,
need
yeah,
to do
well,
some
you
kind
know,
of an
just
in the car and
evacuation
left.
like that. Are we good to proceed for now?
Yeah, you guys should be good to proceed
Yeah,
for
or
now.
just
It
in
looks like the
general,
hostiles
with
have been taken
pulling
care
up
of.
into the
But
Oh,
just in case
fantastic.
it decides to be escalated, just want to make sure that you guys are aware of that as well, and I'll let each side know as well.
Okay,
I did
fantastic.
indeed
Yeah, let's restore
Uh,
order
you
in
bring
the
that
court.
up because I don't
Tell
have
other
those,
SWAT members.
rights pulled up right now.
So
I
they
can't-
should be rolling up. Same with sheriffs.
Alright.
There's a red
Sure.
car pulling up right now.
All right.
10-4.
Alrighty, gentlemen,
the
just so
scene.
you guys.
No, he's not. He's circling
just so
around.
you
You're
guys
gonna
know,
you guys.
there is a situation inside that we have dealt with. If anything does
Red
happen
car's
to
occupied
spill into the
times
courtroom, I
2.
ask that we all go to the judges' chambers.
Okay.
And like I say, everything is being handled outside. I believe we have it under control, but just
Yeah,
in
yeah,
case, I'm gonna go let the other side know, and then we're gonna resume. All right?
All
Alright,
right.
thank you,
Absolutely,
officer.
guys.
Lucas, you got a sec?
Yes, sir. Just give me a moment.
Did you hear that?
Just so
also,
you
one
guys
more
know,
thing.
just real quick, sorry.
All right,
Um,
everyone. Let's
we have a situation
people
inside
watching
that
the
we
door,
have
right?
dealt with, we believe.
Yeah, we still have an
If it
officer on
does
the door.
escalate any further
10-4.
and that comes to spill inside the courtroom, we will be running to the judges' chambers where you guys will be hiding, and then we will have more officers show up.
Alright.
But other than that, everything should be good. I believe we have it handled.
Make sure to take
but
the
you guys are
TSO
good
and
to
Mercs
resume.
members' weapons.
Sound good. Thank you.
Come on, check. Who was asking for Willikers? Go ahead.
It's a black Tesla that just pulled
And
up.
before we fully
I'm
resume,
holding
may I
it. I'm
ask
holding it,
in the
visual.
audience, is that Captain
Circling
Dior
around,
over there?
Right.
Leaving.
I do not
Do
believe.
you guys
so.
know which one shot first?
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it was the
The
Mercs
Mercs.
member.
10-4. Body cam.
Your Honor, are we taking a recess or?
No,
just
no,
continuing?
I'm ready to continue. We didn't call a recess. The bailiff was just
Everywhere
informing me
these
of
damn
something,
Mercs
but
go, there's always something.
I'm
we're
sorry,
good to continue, everyone.
100%.
Is the plaintiff have anything? Re-examine the witness, or we good to go?
No, you are
Are we
good to
gonna be
continue.
cross-examining?
Are you calling any more witnesses or
Yes.
introducing any evidence? Okay.
I'm calling for the stand,
Appears to be
Mr.
code 4 outside.
Jack
Stand by.
Spyro, the arresting officer.
All right, Mr. Sparrow, go ahead and approach
Mr.
the bench.
Choose us up.
Yeah,
And
you
same
want me to
for you,
cross-examine?
sir. Once
Can we
you're
try and
sworn in,
transport
you
them
go
out
ahead
of here,
and
like,
let me know if there's
immediately?
anything I can do for you.
You want me
In
to
case
wait
they
till
decide
the-
to
thank
roll
you.
up and then
Yeah.
do something stupid.
Do you swear that the evidence you shall give to the court, touching the matters in questions between the parties, shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Mhm.
I do so swear.
You may sit down.
You just want me to ask him
Like-
that gun? Yeah, I got it.
All right,
There's
Mr.
some
the
female on
address.
the right side.
Can you
Yeah.
tell
Yeah,
me
they are
what's
unrelated.
happened from why did you
Oh,
belong to
sorry,
a
I'm
scene
looking
that
at our right,
was
not
not
your,
called
not
on
yours.
radio?
Oh, it's very simple. When I'm on patrol, if I see an officer
The
on the side
female
of the
just
road
vanished from
engaged in a
midair.
scene, then it is my duty to make sure that that officer's okay.
So you were
Scene
there
Angel.
long
There was no
to
female
make sure the
involved.
officer was safe and no harm coming to him.
Yeah, to render assistance if I could. If the officer had asked me to leave, I would be more than happy to leave.
Okay, let's pause, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Just as a matter of record, are you
Watch the red car on the
wanting
left,
to enter
it's
this
just coming
witness as
onto
any
the
kind of an
right.
expert?
Yes, sir. As his duty as a police officer, I would like him to enter as somebody who knows about LSPD procedures.
Okay, let the record reflect that in the future I won't be doing this kind of thing, but this is our first court case.
That sounds good, sir.
Watch
Thank
out, a
you.
black Tesla
Thank
approaching
you. All right,
guys.
continue.
Simple.
And
Fully
your
tinted out.
own-
I can't see inside.
Have you read everything on the LSPD SOB at all, Mr. Jack?
Yes.
I'm sorry, can you speak up?
Yes, I have. I've read the SOPs.
Okay, you read the
Uh,
Looks like
SOBs.
it's just
Objection?
someone trying to bait us.
It's sort of you can't be a material witness and an expert witness at the same time. So I would like to request that the defense choose one for Jack Sparrow to be.
I that's what I was also asking for them to do. I believe they chose expert witness. Am I
Black
correct, sir?
Tesla's parked up
Yes,
on
sir.
the left side of the courthouse.
Okay.
Understood.
So you can proceed accordingly, plaintiffs. All right, carry on, folks.
All right. I'm sorry, just give me 1 second.
Take your time.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna jump to the main.
Track hog
I
approaching you
think
guys
the
right
main
now.
cause it's not
Yeah.
the arrest itself, but is when you guys
Full occupant.
took Mr.
Simple.
Richard to the cells. He asked for a lawyer. Did you guys give him enough time to call a lawyer?
I've given him more than enough time.
Objection. You say he is here to be a witness for LSPD and their procedures, not a material witness, to speak on the facts of the matter of what happened.
Sustained.
You
We're going to
Resmo,
strike
shout
that
out
from
to
the
you guys.
record. Let's
Yep,
go
yep,
back
I'll
to
rephrase.
you could
Chest as well.
rephrase.
No, we'll rephrase. Okay. Yeah. All right, Mr. Sparrow. When somebody asks for a supervisor, and you're on the LSPD SLB, how long does it take for a supervisor to show up, and when do you call them?
We usually call the supervisors when it's time to do so. So once the suspect has been placed in the cells, then we get them the supervisor as soon as possible.
Objection, hearsay. He's giving testimony as to what happened, not his expert opinion on what the SOP is.
I'm going to overrule that one. I think it was phrased and answered appropriately.
All right. All right. On
Just so
your
you guys know,
on
as soon as somebody
LSPD
leaves, they
SLB,
cannot come back in. The
when
two
somebody
people
is
that
committing a
head
violent
pop, that's
crime
fine. But if
in
they leave
general,
on their own accord, do not
do you
let
guys
them
have
back
to
in while the
stop for
court's
a
in
minute
session.
and try to
They
talk
can wait
to
in the
him,
main
or
lobby,
can you
and if
guys
there's a
make
recess, they will be allowed to be
actions
brought in
just
then.
to make sure that the
Hey,
situation
bro, I'm
does
just
not
standing
get any
outside by the main
violence?
entrance. I believe
Any
those two
further
cops are
to
helping
any violence?
with SRT outside.
10-4.
So of course, we always do try to de-escalate. However, it depends. It's a case by case. It's case by case. So if the person's being violent, sometimes we don't have the opportunity to try to de-escalate. And the de-escalation could just be putting him in cuffs and doing what it takes to put him in cuffs.
All right. And in general, when you take somebody to cells, all right, and your SLBs, are you allowed to move them from one cell to another?
What's the situation with that purple track hawk?
Absolutely, we can move him as many times
He's
as we need
pulling
to.
off. He just pulled over to
Are
get
you
out,
allowed
get
to
in his hood a
tase them
second.
in the cells
I asked
when
him to
they're in
move on down the
cells?
street.
If the
Simple.
person has proven to be violent, we are, for our own safety, we are not allowed to enter the cells unless they are cuffed or incapacitated.
No further question, Your Honor.
All
Your
right,
Honor, just to-
thank you very
Eye
much.
on those guys in the red
Apologies.
car.
Yeah,
Your
you-
Honor, just to clarify,
Curious.
we are only allowed to speak to him as an expert witness, correct?
That doesn't, he can speak now during cross-examination, either as
As
an
a material
expert or a
witness?
material witness. That's
Okay.
correct.
Get after it, Justin.
All right, we are going to cross.
Got black.
All right,
Okay.
Mr. Sparrow. So
Trackhawk,
in the cells, in
red
evidence
rims
two,
on the right side
our
of us. Morgan.
client here was you told him to come to the front of the cell so you could put him in cuffs and move him to solitary confinement. After that, when my client refused to, not in a threat or make any threats, he proceeded to go to the back and he had nothing on him. You searched him, you removed all of his tools, and you proceeded to, as you walked in, you beanbagged him. He didn't walk towards you, he just stood still and you beanbagged him. Do you feel that was necessary?
That black and red Trackhawk.
Absolutely. So he was under arrest for assaulting me. He has already proven that he's violent, and he's violent against officers. He's violent towards me. I asked him. I followed the exact escalation of force protocols that I'm supposed to. We're supposed to ask, tell, and then I did all three of those things. If he was not willing to be cuffed up through the bars where I could keep everybody safe, then at the very least, I got to try to keep myself safe by incapacitating him first. Also, keep in mind that he was being extremely aggressive during the entire arrest, leading
So-
up to the point to the beanbagging as well.
So then but I don't think that is necessary because of he had
Objection,
no
Your Honor.
tools on him.
That's
You
your
don't-
opinion.
Hold on.
Yeah, I know. I should rephrase that. So you took all of his tools off him and you still felt that it was necessary to incapacitate him for a while, just so you could cuff him and move him to a different cell for what reason? Why did you want to move him to a different cell?
I don't see how that's relevant because I do have the right to move him from cell to cell. But again, he was being aggressive, and I didn't know if he's going to be trying to harm himself or something. So I moved him into a padded cell. Also, he needed time to cool down. He was being extremely aggressive the whole time.
The guys we had to kill.
Yes, he saw the
Going
light.
back to evidence
he's
one,
asking for the
as
SWAT
to
sniper
the
that
scene
sniped him.
where
He
my
said that he got
client
sniped
starts
for no
hitting
reason.
the truck, the
Sorry,
BCSO
I
truck,
didn't know.
you
I saw
come
shooting,
and you
and
beanbag
took a
him,
shot to give him
and
lots
then
of-
my client runs
Yeah,
away,
he
and
told me
you
that
beanbag
he
him
was
again with
just
no
putting one of the mercs
attention
member
to
inside
de-escalate,
to
which
take
you
me
guys
to the
are
hospital.
supposed to do.
Okay, yeah, that's
Why
that was
did you
Objection,
not?
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
The lawyer cannot say you're supposed to do this
The
or
only
that.
person I shot was the
I
CSO,
talked-
and
It's
then
in their
there was still
SLP.
shooting.
I just asked him about his
What
SLP. and he
objection is
said,
that, sir?
Depends on
The
case
black
to
hoodie guy's
case.
naked, by the way.
And what objection is that, sir?
And
I will let him answer his question. What objection are you raising?
it's a
There's one that I would accept.
Nolan, I'm not hearing you at all. I don't know if anyone else can.
Sorry, man. I'm hitting my third eye to put this guy in the
Oh
car.
boy,
What?
Yeah, don't pull
That can't be good.
What's
Alright,
happening?
can we take
it's
this
a
all to
rough
the
night
channel,
out
please?
there, folks. Sometimes you
Your
gotta
Honor, is it
break the
speculation?
tension in the courtroom.
asking or
No,
telling?
I'll overrule that one. I'm sorry.
What's happening
Okay,
outside?
proceeding with that. So as you beanbag him twice, he was running away from you, not running towards you, so he had no threat. And you still proceeded to beanbag him and put him in cuffs. Do you feel like it was necessary to beanbag him as he was running away from you with no intent to harm you?
Okay, so I
The
don't think you
situation
understand what was
outside.
happening on the
Okay,
scene. That's
are
why
we
you're
good
asking these
outside,
questions.
everybody?
So I'm going to explain them. At
Still showing
first,
the fine
he
off, but we're good
started
right now.
to
10-4, if
attack
needed, please
the
call in
vehicle of an
backup. I would
officer
like all of
with
our
a
SRT
weapon,
guys
which
to
actually
still
makes him
remain
code
in their
red.
positions at
So
all times
he's
if possible.
that
Same with
means that we're
SWAT,
allowed to
and then
use
if you
lethal
need
force at that
additional
point, which I
engage with
wouldn't
people,
because
please
I
call,
didn't feel like
regular LSPD and
it was
BCSO.
necessary.
We have
But
plenty
because
of
he was
additionals
doing that,
outside at
I
the
did
moment.
feel the need
Amazing.
to
Thank you, gentlemen.
beanbag him because he had a lethal weapon in his hand and he was in close proximity to him.
Mine goes back.
After the first time that I beanbagged him, I didn't have enough time to approach him, put away
Sorry,
my
I've just
beanbag
gone back into
shotgun,
their
and
body
put him in
cam.
cuffs.
The
So
guy
I
that
waited for him to get
loaded
up.
the Mercs member
Once he
didn't get
started
shot by
running,
anyone.
that would mean that he's fleeing and
didn't shoot
evading.
either.
So at this
That's
point,
no
yes,
one problem. They
absolutely,
drove away.
it is necessary for me to try to cuff him. And I wasn't able to get close enough to him to cuff him, so I beanbagged him again, and then I placed him in cuffs.
So even after our client Chad was joking around with the
It's not a joke.
the BCSO officer, and they were
Objection. Argumentative.
Sustained. Please rephrase that one or go on down a different line of questioning.
all right.
Am I allowed to say something?
No, you gotta wait until he asks you a question. There will be a question at the end of this, though, I will say, about recross examination. So your defense lawyers will have another chance to ask you questions, and maybe at that time they'd like to ask you a question, you know, about what you wonder. But I'm going to strike that question from the.
Okay.
The one at the hospital there.
So
help me out
you
with this
said
Durango.
prior to this that you were familiar with the SOP, correct?
Correct.
So when my client said he had a lawyer upstairs, and then you appeared to ignore him.
Objection. Argumentative.
I'll sustain that one as well. Let's just try and refrain from any even potentially emotionally. Be a little more clinical with them.
Just double checking.
But just go ahead and rephrase.
I guess that'll be it.
Okay. No further questions.
Come down here real quick.
Nope.
You can return to your seat. Let's move now to recross examination. Defense, would you like to ask him any further questions?
Can we circle back to him, Your Honor, in a few minutes?
Yes. Yes. You may be dismissed for now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep. Oh, you may have a spider on your face, sir. Yeah, there you go. I think that should be good.
That's all.
Any further evidence, statements, or witnesses for now? Because if we're moving forward, then you can't call him again. But if you're entering something more into evidence and then you'd like to call him back, that's acceptable. Okay.
All right, Your Honor, can I re-examine Mr. Chad by any chance?
Yes, we'll call him back up to the stand once more. Mr. Richards.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, hold on. Let's make sure Mr. Richards is with us.
You get.
Okay, perfect. Will you come approach the bench? And I'd just like to remind you that you're still under oath.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you,
Your Honor,
sir.
I would like to ask how many times we can just go back and forth between the same witnesses over and over again.
I'm not going to do this more than once.
Is that
These
the
will
official
be
court proceedings, or is that? Just in this case?
yes. This would be allowed. It would be allowed more often in the future when there's more than 2 total witnesses. But since there's 2, that's part of why I'm allowing it.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. All right,
Yes.
Mr. Richard. I have like a few questions. It's not going to take you too long. I just want to get something clear. Earlier you said the BCSO deputy hit your vehicle,
That's correct.
We didn't know who arrested him, so we
but
just let him go.
you said you were
Durango's
driving.
back
In
again.
an earlier statement, you did say you were driving behind him and you hit his vehicle.
No, I said.
Objection, relevance.
Traffic light.
I'm just
Perjury.
rephrasing. I'm just rephrasing to his own word, Your Honor. I'm
going on
not
This
there?
has
saying
nothing to
anything.
do with the.
I'm just
trying to get-
rights violations that we.
Yeah. Where are you
Would
going with
gentlemen
this, sir?
consider
I'm just trying to
sabotage
establish
as a
why
proper,
did they
charge
pull
if
to the
if
side
this Durango keeps
and
coming back?
when they were conferring with the police officer, with the deputy,
I don't know.
instead of like parking on the side, they
Hey,
did
get-
park in the
real
middle of the
quick, let me
road,
get one question
and
in
that
real
caused
quick, okay?
the SWAT officer
Hey, so are civilians
Okay.
Sparrow
allowed to have
to get
PD
involved in the
lights on
scene.
their Lambos?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and
Absolutely
stop
not.
you there. Hold
Given
on,
that
you're gonna like
situation?
this. I'm going to go ahead and stop you there. I'd like
Mullen?
to remind I'd like to
Let me
remind
see
the
if there's
record
actually a
that
charge for impersonation of a police officer. You can always
also
look on that.
in their
Not a charge.
standard operating procedures is included that anytime they're involved in a car accident, they're supposed to pull
Yeah, no
to the
problem,
side of
brother.
the road. They're supposed to check and make sure
He
that
said
the
he had
person is
lights on
okay,
his Lambo?
and then carry on or take action from there. That being said, I think that it went down the way that it went down. If you have another line of questioning you'd like to go down with him, go for it. But that's what will be weighing on my mind during that decision. If this were a jury trial, I would be saying that to the jury, right? But
Yes,
you
yes,
know,
Your
it's
Honor.
a little awkward because it's a
Yeah,
bench trial.
absolutely.
Yeah, understandable. I will just move on.
Getting him on
Okay.
Alright, when they gave you the
Give me
chance
permission to
to
shoot his
call a
tires when he
lawyer, did you ask them to provide
We
you a
won't go
list
that
of
far. These
lawyers,
guys like to stop and
or
talk. We're just
did
gonna
you
pop
attempt
them
to
with
call a lawyer?
beanbags.
Yeah, I did ask for a list, and I didn't have a lawyer's number myself, so I called a friend to
Today's
call
the
a lawyer for
beanbag,
me.
got it.
You said you did ask for the list,
That is correct.
10-4. Appreciate
Okay.
you guys.
and did they hear you asking for the list, or were they like doing something else?
I
Not paying
believe that
attention?
was,
I was being
hold on one moment. I believe that was in the evidence that we watched. I believe in my notes
Asked
I
and
have
answered,
that
Your Honor.
he asked for them to appoint him an attorney, and although he wasn't directly asking for a list, that's when one should have been provided to him. However, not all law enforcement knows that at this time, so you know, it's DOJ is relatively new, so that will weigh on that a little bit. You can continue with the questioning though.
Alright.
If there was nothing else.
So, when you were talking on the phone with your friend, you did tell the officer that your lawyer is upstairs.
That's correct.
Who was that lawyer?
Do I need to disclose that
Objection
information?
relevance. We're here about the rights violations, not about who is.
Hold on.
One of the right.
Everybody, hold on. What we're talking about here, these charges that, you know, these laws that may or may not have been broken that led to this harm that this lawsuit is about, those charges are under the amendments in the law book, and under the Fifth Amendment, he has the right, and I will remind you, sir, that you're under oath. You have the right against self-incrimination. So you may assert your Fifth Amendment privilege at any time and refuse to answer a question.
Your Honor, I would like to remind the court that this isn't relevant because law enforcement officers must provide every suspect who has expressed interest in an attorney. Period.
Yes,
That was
right.
what
That's what I intended to say
That's why I'm
with
saying
the
it's not relevant.
right. That's what I intended to say. I would concur with you. It is not relevant. But let's go ahead and rephrase if we're gonna carry on that. There is something to that line of questioning, but that said, I would have accepted that objection.
All right. If you just give me 1 second, Your Honor.
Yeah, he's continuing
All
on.
right.
Let me
I don't see him
confirm
anymore.
with Mr. Bobby Smith.
Okay. Is there anything I can do for you, Mr. Richards?
Not at the moment, Your Honor. I think I'm all right. Thank you.
All right, excellent. And that Fifth Amendment privilege, you can say just, you know, I'd like to assert my.
Yeah, Randy.
I'd like to plead the Fifth.
Gotcha, man. All right.
Are we gonna
I've got
re-examine?
completely no
Sparrow?
laws, you know?
Right. And you're not expected to. This is the only time when I feel that would have been if you had started to say
All right.
something, you know,
You're doing
to
closing
answer
statement?
he hasn't asked a
All right.
question like that, but if you were to start answering in that kind of way,
Is this
I would have stopped you
court
and
hearing
said,
wrapping
you know,
up?
I'd like to remind you you're under oath.
All right, go ahead.
Gotcha. I appreciate it, Your Honor.
I'm gonna have to
Absolutely.
fly out here soon.
Yes, sir.
We would like to avoid bullshit charges like that.
I'll be around until the
Someone's certainly gonna get charged with one of the court crimes if they do it after a warning or in some kind of a ridiculous fashion. So, and the same goes for the attorneys. Attorneys, I'll remind you, you know, if it gets too argumentative, I can have you removed from the case. But we haven't reached that point so far.
left, by the way. I wouldn't worry about that right now.
All right, defense. Are we
Whenever
good to
John
go?
is out of session,
Yes,
if
sir.
nobody comes
Go
forth,
ahead.
then yeah, we will.
Go talk. to him.
Good job,
Hey,
everybody that helped
Richards,
out.
I got a
flying
question
out
for
now.
you.
Simple.
I can't hear you, but
Oh,
did
you might be whispering with Richard.
Yeah,
Sorry
that's
about
yeah, it might
bad.
be whisper.
Yes, sir. I can hear you now.
Did the officer give you an opportunity to call for a lawyer?
Given the opportunity, but I don't have a list of lawyers. Hence why I called my friend.
Okay, and your friend, he is a lawyer?
Incorrect.
Motorbike whizzing round
He
6
is my
two.
friend that has more lawyers as a contact. He was just a third party initially.
I'm sorry, so yes or no question, yes or no answer, please. Is your lawyer a friend?
No, my friend. No, nope. I don't
I'm
have
sorry,
any
is your
lawyers.
friend
No, he is not. He's not a
so
lawyer.
the phone call you were making when you told the officer your lawyer is here, who was that?
I didn't get the chance to meet him, so I can't answer that question.
I'm sure you must have that contact on your phone.
No, hence
Your
why I
Honor,
called my friend.
relevance. Are we here for
Okay.
trying to figure out a lawyer or about these rights violations?
We
Oh, Your
we
Honor,
are here
so-
about the rights violations,
Yeah,
but
they claim the
but
rights.
He's
Sorry,
going
Your
down a
Honor.
line of questioning that is about this mysterious phantom lawyer and not about the facts of the case or
Why-
about the charges
okay.
presented to the defense.
all right.
Your Honor,
I'll,
they claim this rights. Sorry, may I speak one
no,
thing
yes,
before
yeah.
you
You
close up?
carry on.
Yes, he made a statute rights of not providing a list of attorneys. When the officer asked him, "Do you have a lawyer?" He said, "Yes, he is upstairs." I asked him who it was. He doesn't know.
The
So
right
how can the
states that you
officer-
must provide a list. It does not matter what the
Yes, so
circumstances
if,
are.
hold on.
The
hold on one
right
second.
says you must
If-
provide a list.
Yeah.
Yes, if you.
I would
but
concur with
if
that.
He, if he said he has a
hold
lawyer,
on.
why would he provide a list?
I will concur with that, and I will also concur with you, Mr. Smith. I think both of you have a point to be made there, and the verdict will weigh those together. That's really what this is
That's it, Your
about.
Honor.
So if you know if you guys have more to say about that, I'll hear it out right now. And if
That's it, Your
you,
Honor.
otherwise you were
Wanna make
saying
sure.
that okay.
Our main
Would you
point
like a
is that
cross
the law
examination?
enforcement officer must provide a list, and that was not provided.
Right. I hear you.
My
Would
point
you-
is, officer asked him if he had a lawyer, and he said yes, he did.
Yeah, may I say something, Your Honor?
I'm back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, according to my friend, he was a very, trusting guy. I had a lawyer upstairs. I didn't know his name at the time. We didn't get that
Any
far.
activity around the
Nor
courthouse?
did an officer go and
None at all.
attempt to find my said
10-4,
lawyer.
excellent.
I apologize for not having his name, but I don't see any relevance to what's
Okay.
going on here.
Can I ask what was so obviously you were released on bail, right? Or were you charged?
I was charged, Your Honor.
Okay.
I've been in
All
custody
right.
for a long time. I'm
Your
under
Honor,
stress and just
Your
With the
Honor,
statement-
relevance.
with the statement that the witness just made, I just spoke to Mr. Jack. They did bring the lawyer downstairs just to find out the lawyer was not an actual lawyer.
no, you brought
Objection.
down my
Okay, hold
There's
on,
been no
hold on,
evidence
hold on.
submitted.
You're not. Wait. Well, I'm gonna strike that from the record. If you want him to say that, you're gonna need to ask him a question about that. And
Yes, Your Honor.
if you re-enter him, he may not be a expert witness. However, at that point, he can't. If he's not an expert witness, he can't say any kind of hearsay, right? So
Yes, Your
him saying what he specifically said or didn't say, what people said to him, that will not be entered into the record. I'll accept any objection to
Yes,
it.
Your Honor.
Are there any further questions for him? Do we want to cross-examine him, plaintiffs? Oh. Oh, no.
You okay? Uh-oh.
We lost Jester.
Oh, boy. Okay, let's keep order.
I'm guessing if you got
Let's
I got it,
let's
gentlemen.
take a 2-minute recess.
Hold on, does someone have
You-
food? I'm about to
You
die.
can return to your seat. Yes, I can
Pass
provide.
me some
Why do we
too.
need a paramedic?
Here you go, sir. You're coming up.
Could you also drop a... There,
fell
thank
over
you.
in the
Oh, you're
courtroom.
EMS. Damn, I just
Okay.
revived him. Shit.
Oh shit! All right, you're gonna.
Appreciate
You're
you,
good.
Xavier.
Okay.
Oh,
There
sorry
we
about
go.
that, Your Honor.
No problem. Are you good on supplies?
Yeah, now I am. I don't really know what happened.
Okay, no problem. All right. We're gonna carry on.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, sorry,
No,
sir.
you're good, sir. No, you're good.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yes. I was also there for the entirety of what's happening and stuff. Dude, can you either move or sit?
Okay. Richards was up on the stand when we took that recess. Hold on, Richards. Are you guys going to cross-examine him?
No.
Okay.
I don't. I
All
can
right.
grab
Then
some from
he can remain in his seat. Defense, do you have anything further?
Yes, Your Honor. We would like to call Boogie, another BCSO officer who was on scene, to the witness stand, please.
Okay. Would you go ahead and raise your voice for me? All right. Boogie, come on up.
He went to grab water real quick.
Oh,
Just not-
okay. All right. Do you have
can
anything you can
introduce him.
present in the meantime? That's what I would like the most.
He's back. He's back.
Oh, okay. There we
Yo,
go.
come on up. Don't worry, I got a drink.
Alright, I got something to say here real quick.
All right.
Alrighty, Officer Boogie. Do you swear that the evidence you shall give to the court
Shall we
touching the
just go
matters
over
and
the
the
scene?
questions between the parties shall be the truth, the whole
Scene,
truth,
sir.
and nothing but the truth?
I swear.
You may be seated. You already are, damn it.
Deputy Boogie,
Yes.
I don't even know.
were you at the scene? The entirety of the
was.
scene?
I was.
Okay. So you know what everything went down.
I do.
Okay.
Your
can't hear
Honor.
him.
Now,
Yeah, we can't hear him.
Hold on. Oh,
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's
Okay.
go back. We'll strike all that from the record.
all right. Sorry, Officer Boogie, once again, were you at the entirety of the scene?
Yes, I was.
Okay. So you know what happened from the beginning to the end.
I do.
Okay. Specifically, I'm trying to focus on the
Objection,
point
lack
where
of foundation. We don't even know who he is, where he was in the scene.
Yeah, I'll.
I was the cadet.
About
I
him.
was the.
Hold on, sir. Hold on. He's got to ask you the questions first.
Yeah.
The one time I've allowed that so far was because I was basically something that he could answer. I'm trying and refrain from asking you directly, in a questioning manner, but it's only because it's a bench trial. Let's establish who he is a little bit. Carry on.
Hey, Deputy Boogie, could you tell us about us?
I'll make sure.
Yeah. So I was at
In
the
that scene?
time. I was currently the cadet that was seen in the body cam footage inside the jail cell. I mean, well, inside the holding area.
Perfect.
Okay.
When the suspect called a lawyer, who went and retrieved him?
I went up to retrieve the lawyer.
Okay. Did you get his name?
He did not give me his name. He just kept telling me he was here to see the client.
Okay. And according to Attorney Elio negotiations, what are you supposed to be doing? An attorney is present for a client.
Well, first off, I have to check all credentials before letting him into a secured area to talk to anybody. And during that time, while I was trying to confirm his identity and his credentials, to find out that he is not a lawyer. So
How did you know he's not a lawyer?
because he did have absolutely zero credentials to show that he was a lawyer, and he was not registered. He was not a registered lawyer at the time.
Okay.
Objection, relevance.
The relevance is this was a lawyer that was for the client that he had called.
This
over
has
the
nothing
phone.
to do with the letter of law and
overruled.
how
I think
the right to
think
the list of attorneys is stated.
Overruled, sorry, but we both of you guys have directed questioning on this topic, and he's going to clear it up for us.
So after
Continue.
finding out that he was not a lawyer, I sent him away.
After
And
that
then
happened, what did you do?
Shots fired around 6
I returned to the cell, talked to Officer Jack Sparrow, and let him know that that is indeed not a like credentialed lawyer. So after that, we also determined that we talked to him. We tried to get him to come back to, he was disturbed all the other officers that were in. There were multiple other officers across the other side. The plaintiff was being unruly, so we were trying to move him to a more secure location where he could kind of cool down, have time to relax, and not intrude on everybody else's behalf inside that cell. He refused to come to the cell after he was instructed to be cuffed and moved. He already, I do not believe I have it on body cam. I am unsure if he did as well, but from what I remember, he actually struck Officer Sparrow through the cell. And so he was in, and also struck Officer Sparrow on scene. So he was already showing violent tendencies. And
Objection
we
hearsay.
That one's going to be overruled. However,
at that scene.
That one's going to be overruled. However, I'm going to direct you, sir, to just hold on. You're going to wait for him to ask you specific questions. Keep
Okay.
your answers confined to the scope of what he's talking about. And I just the hearsay that they're talking about is if you were to say something about what someone said or didn't say.
Make sure in a minute
But
that you have
you
that
know,
gentleman
do watch your words because
Objection speculation. He never stated that he was present
He
at
was
the
just
first
wanting
scene.
food and water, though.
Yes, sir.
I
He was the
did.
cadet.
no,
said
he
was
did
the
say
cadet,
that.
and then he said he was in the cells.
Would just for
He
everyone's
asked me if it was in the
knowledge,
whole scene.
just for everyone's knowledge, and then we're going to move forward with other questions. What I would have accepted here were lack of foundation, because the foundation here would be he's talking about things that haven't been asked to him, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Let's carry on from here.
Sorry about that, Officer Deputy Boogie.
Yep.
With that being said, the moment that you realized he was a quote unquote unauthorized lawyer, how long did it take for you to tell him to bring to his attention that there is no lawyer upstairs because he was an unauthorized lawyer?
Between 30 and 35 seconds.
I'm going to pause you guys. I am going to ask one more direct question. What do you know the name of this person?
I was not able to, do not remember or recall at this time.
Okay, if at a later time you're able to review your body cam footage for the department specifically, we would just like to know who that is, independent of the rest of the case. Okay, carry on.
That's all I got for you, Your Honor. Thank you,
Okay.
Deputy Boogie.
Welcome.
All right, cross-examination?
Deputy Boogie, when at any point during both of the scenes, was our client, that would be that subject over there, was he given a list of attorneys that he may call?
They are not required to give a list once he represents that he already has a lawyer, and he would instruct us that he had a lawyer, which at that point we are not
It's yes
obligated
or
to
no.
give him a list.
Okay, yeah, yes or no question?
It's a little bit more deep than that.
That's a
Do
yes or no
refrain.
question, Deputy.
No.
No further questions.
That's
Your Honor, if you allow re-examine for 1 second.
yes, sir.
Deputy Boogie,
Yes.
can you read me the law sentence Miranda rights real quick?
Yeah. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. If you have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will not be appointed to you. Do you understand your rights? Do you understand your rights as I read them? As I have read them.
I'm going to pause you right there.
did miss a line on
Unfortunately,
that one.
that version of the Miranda rights is not up to date. That's not the current version that's in the standard operating procedures. The current version is not that you do not have the right, but that you have the right to a list of attorneys, and that's where you say that, and that is now true. That being said, there will be some lenience on this from the court. We won't be considering charges against charges against the specifically simply because foreseeable. Everyone trained on that. Okay.
No further question, Your Honor.
Hello?
You.
Okay, I didn't know if I could hear.
Nolan.
I haven't been dismissed.
Yes,
on
sir.
this
How
meeting.
can I help you?
Sorry about that. So, I didn't
Can
get the
everybody
chance
hear me?
to call your name before you left.
Okay. Sorry about that. I was
if you
just
have
trying to
some time,
say
would there be
if
any
there are
chance
no
you'd be
further
able to
questions
review
for him,
my,
you can
probate
return to your
checklist?
seats. Are there no further
Yes,
questions,
sir.
right?
Let me
Yes, Your Honor.
wait till
No
court
further
gets out of
question.
session. I'll try to get on that for you.
Awesome. Appreciate you.
No problem, buddy.
Okay. All right. You have anything for?
I would like to re-examine Jack Sparrow one last time.
Okay. I'm going to permit that. However, I'm going to limit you to 3 questions.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm going to try and do the same for cross-examination, but I
Yes.
might allow them more.
What do we have a cadet here for?
Go ahead and
Cadet,
approach the
is
bench, Mr. Sparrow. I'd just like to, on the record, remind you that you're under oath still, but you can go ahead and take a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, and do let me know if you need anything. All right, let's proceed.
I would like to question him as a material witness, Your Honor, this time, if you don't
Okay.
mind.
Understood.
All right. Mr. Jack, Mr. Richard did ask for a supervisor. Did you guys provide him with a supervisor?
Yes, sir. So, if I can, I'd like to go a little bit deeper than just a yes or no on this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll allow that.
Oh, sorry. Your
Okay,
Honor.
great. So when somebody
This
asks
is
for a
direct
supervisor,
questioning. Sorry, just to be clear, the reason why is just because this isn't a cross-examination yet. Carry on.
Your Honor, have
Okay,
they
thank you.
entered, what type of witness have they entered him on as?
Material.
A material witness. Sorry about that.
Understood.
okay, so when somebody asks for I mean, we did give him one, yes, to answer your question. When somebody asks for a supervisor, we usually provide one when one is available. He seemed very irritated about the fact that he wasn't getting it right away. But my intention was to put him into the secure holding cell and to call a supervisor at that
I'll be
point.
waiting on him.
By the time I put him into the holding cell, the supervisor was already there standing with me, so there was no point in me calling another one.
And do you recall the supervisor name that was with you?
I don't remember at this time. I believe it was a lieutenant of some sort.
He is. I just to take a
Objection,
pause. He is
speculation.
visible. He is visible in the evidence that we've reviewed so far. So I do know who he's talking about. The gentleman in the cowboy hat. Is that right?
I
Correct.
believe
He's standing in the corner of the room. Okay. All right.
I believe his name is Sergeant Alexander Crowley.
Okay. All right. Was there an objection? Hold on. Was there an objection from over here?
No. That's
Hold on
fine,
right
Your Honor.
now.
All right. Thank you. Let's proceed.
My last question to you, Officer Jack.
Yeah, different.
Can you
yeah,
read me
that's
the
a different one.
Miranda rights?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
the
it
other one
reads,
was
you have the right to remain silent.
bright
Anything you
purple.
say
Yeah,
or
it
do
had a
can
purple
and will be
pearlescent
used
to it.
against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one,
That
one
guy's
will.
just gone into main PD.
I know you said that it's not, but I'm reading this straight out of the SOPs. It says one will not be provided for you, but a public defender's list can be provided to you. It doesn't say that we will provide one for you no matter what. It says if you don't have a lawyer, we'll provide you with that.
Okay, let me enter into the record that specifically what I was referring to were the Miranda rights that were sent in the announcements channels at the time of the launch of the Department of Justice in both the Los Santos Police Department and the Blaine County Sheriff's announcement channels. And I believed and I thought I saw at the time that both SOPs were updated with that. Maybe those were revised. I can't speak to any of that, so we're going to move forward from that point specifically. But you're hearing from me what I believed it was and what I believe it should be, which is that they have the right to a list of an attorneys. You can see in both of the docs channels that list, so you know. All right,
And-
next question.
Yep. And you were the one who read his Miranda right, Officer J?
Correct.
Okay. No further questions for the witness, Your Honor.
All right, cross-examination.
Officer Sparrow,
Yes, sir.
when our client requested a supervisor, did you immediately attempt to involve a supervisor or commanding officer?
Objection, argumentative.
I can change my tone
I'm-
if you'd like.
I'm going to overrule that one for now. There was no inflammatory language.
Okay, so you would like me to tell you if I immediately did it?
Yes, Officer Sparrow.
No, I wouldn't, because it takes time to get things together. I can't make them appear out of nowhere.
Okay, let the record show that the right to request a supervisor includes the phrasing officer on scene should immediately attempt to supervisor or commanding officer. No further questions.
Noted. All right, any cross-examination?
Yep. When it comes down to supervisors, and somebody requests a supervisor.
Let me pause you there for a moment.
Yes,
You've
sir.
already done your direct questioning. Now that you're on cross-examination, you're going to have to ask him yes or no questions.
Yep.
Carry
Yes,
on.
sir. Yep. When somebody asks for a supervisor, do you have to like contact them right away, or do you have to make sure the suspect is secured and safe and sound? Then you contact them. Just make sure to answer with a yes or a no.
Objection, relevance to the language present in the Bill of Rights.
Okay, hold on.
Specifically the right to
Hold
request a
on, hold
supervisor.
on, hold on. I understand that the way he asked it was technically a legal question. That being said, I'll just note for the record for future cases, and I'm not going to make him rephrase it because I'm just going to tell you guys that question would have been acceptable as long as he added in your opinion. You know, what do you think that the law is as you're going about your day-to-day job, right? Which is very, very close to what he asked. So much so that I'm just going to let him have it this time.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I mean, it's obviously we have to finish doing our job before we can get on the phone. So obviously I have to finish securing the prisoner and whatnot. So can I do it immediately? That's just because the guy asked for it. Am I going to stop doing everything else? No. I have other things that I need to do before I can get on the phone.
Okay. All right.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Okay.
Appreciate your
And yep. Yes, sir. And with that, we're going to let you go back and take a seat.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep. Thank you. Okay. Is there any? Oh my God! It smells absolutely terrible in here. I don't think it was you, sir, but I just caught a
I
whiff
wanna
of
mention
something.
something, Your Honor.
Okay.
I think
Yes,
your
sir.
brother is smoking.
He's certainly able to do this. He's the chief bailiff you're talking about, right?
No. I'm talking
Oh,
about
what?
the computer.
Oh, the
How about
computer
your-
is smoking.
Yeah, the monitor right there. Just like, I think it's
I
on
can't-
fire.
I'm not.
I have noticed
not
that as well,
seeing it.
but
Do you-
I don't quite
Oh.
see
I
it
don't see
this
anything.
minute. But I have seen it a little bit.
My eyes is like there's a lot of smoke going on there.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, we got
Well,
checked out.
we'll look into that after the court's over. All right. We've gone on for quite a while. That being said, is there anything further that you wanted to present? Defense.
For the defense, we'll rest our case right here.
All right. Okay. Now that both sides have rested, we're going to move on to closing statements.
Two vehicles just pulled up. One's
Let's proceed with the plaintiffs first.
Your Honor, through the course of this trial, we have shown that the defense has indeed violated the rights of abuse of power
can shoot his tires if you want.
twice, the right to a list of attorney once, and the right to request a supervisor. One charge was when Officer Sparrow did not
Fire
attempt to
shot.
escalate. The second charge for abuse of power was when Officer Sparrow, again, did not decide to escalate and shot our client with a beanbag. In the examinations of both Officer Sparrow and the cadet that was present earlier, both have shown
getting
that
picked up.
they do not understand nor know their SOPs. So how can we expect them to actually
Suspect has no
uphold the
tires.
rights
He
of
has
citizens,
1050 outside main PD.
especially
He's
when it
fled.
comes to rights against abuse of power? Again, I will reiterate, as I've done through the trial, that the phrasing of the right to a list of attorney says a law enforcement officer must provide every suspect, and that the right to request a supervisor states officers on scene should immediately attempt to involve a supervisor. With this stated, I think that we have definitely proven that all 4 counts of these rights violations are completely valid, and we would like to move forward with obtaining $20,000 each per right violation for our client. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, let's move ahead with the defense. Defense, if you'll.
Looks like they're shooting outside main PD.
I'll take a look.
But come and approach the bench up here, just like you did. And just sit tight for me for a sec.
Your Honor, for our closing statement, we have proven that there was maybe a small flaws of the Miranda right that need to be corrected, but as said, there was no violations or any right violations from the officer against the suspect, Mr. Richard, and therefore, there was no their SLBs clearly say, yes, they might have to de-escalate, but it's case to case. I did email Commissioner Yurkum, and they said it's when there's a violent crime is going on, the officer has the right to use a non-lethal weapon to de-escalate the issue. They don't only have to use words, but they could use a non-lethal and to help them cuff and detain a person who's committing a violent action. And Mr. Richard committed a vandalism in front of 3 officers to expect to be walking away because he said he was doing it in a jokely manner. And they said they want to sit here and say the officer violated his right, but in reality, Mr. Richard did violate the law by vandalizing a police vehicle. And just to be closing statement, this is not the first time Mr. Richard bring a lawsuit or try to sue either BCSO or LSPD for minor inconvenience because either he doesn't like the tone they speak with him, or he doesn't like the way they handle the situation.
Yeah, it's literally the first.
Okay.
Your Honor.
So you
All
literally
right.
can't. sue
Thank
him.
you, sir. Okay, and with that, it appears both sides have rested their case. So at this time, I'm going to head into the judges' chambers. I'll make my considerations. I'll finish putting together my thoughts for a few brief minutes. Just hang around here. We'll reconvene just like we did at the start of the trial, and I'll issue a verdict at that time. All right, court is adjourned. We're going to be on indefinite recess. And Willikers, if you'd like to come with me just for a second. Okay, so I'm going to read the verdicts. I know what they are.
Yeah, I
as
think
of
it
right
was an
now.
accident. He had his gun out, but
I
apparently
am
people
going to
don't
ask
realize what's going on
the
here.
defense a question real quick before.
Okay.
I'm going to have you tell everybody to rise one more time.
I mean, I thought it would be, but you know.
When I go back out there, I'll just walk out and pull you back in for 1 second. So as long as you're close, it's all good.
Yeah, sounds good, brother. Like I said, so you're gonna go out, and then you'll come back in, and then I'll say it, and then you'll exit again.
So yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, I'll
Alright.
wait for you to come back in here, and then I'll step out.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Or well, here. So let me clarify. I'm gonna type up my notes just while I'm standing in here. If you stand right outside the door over there, I'll step out, pull you back in.
Okay, sounds
That's
good,
all.
sir.
Okay, perfect.
Be advised, we got a black lorry front coming up onto the
I
lawn.
think I agree with you, Mr. Smart. Obviously, it's up to
Big
the
guy again.
judge's decision, but I think you did a fantastic
He's
job up there.
crashed into the building.
Also you got a guy sneaking up to your left, behind the bushes.
Yep. That's the fucking it's the snail, dude.
The evidence, yeah. Now, if there was a jury, they'd be able to see that evidence, right? Fair enough, but still, they'd be able to see that evidence, though, right? Gotcha. That'd be sick. Honestly,
Yeah,
got the TV
you literally
over
could
there.
not sue.
Yeah, I think you did a great job. Hopefully, the decision comes out favorable.
Yeah, I didn't realize
I
it was
don't think
bubble
he- I
guppy.
don't think he was
Somebody just peeled off.
handholding him. I think right. Well, it's the first DOJ trial that we've done, so I mean, I can understand him to a degree, but I think
Is that guy still
handholding
saying
is
this
more
thing?
indicative of their need for it. Right.
This guy understands what he's saying. I don't. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, honestly, I think the handholding gets given to whoever needs it more. So honestly, you not like them getting it instead of you says more about your skill. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. But
Are we nearing the
I
end
feel
with
like
this
there was plenty of that
case?
going on their side. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good luck.
I'm not totally sure on that just yet.
Love that they're pointing at Morgan. Still haven't
Um,
spotted me.
I guess pretty solid. I mean, it was really
Do a
just
little
that
emote.
fucking. I couldn't really. I was trying
One
to
of
think
them's
of a way to
falling down.
reword that sentence, but I couldn't really think of one on the spot.
Put it away.
Like yeah, I had
Absolutely,
those
our
first
lawyers.
two prepared, and then like I didn't.
The guy in the pink is a lawyer. I don't know about these gentlemen over here, but they must have known about this beforehand.
Yeah, and he said he was an expert in it, so
Oh yeah. Yeah, Danny's cool.
yeah. Two hours. 2 hour long trial. It's been 2 hours. Yeah.
Bobby.
Yeah.
How we doing outside, gentlemen? Everybody good?
Yeah, we're code 4.
We got a couple of guys that are
quiet.
refusing to leave.
10-4.
If one of them pulls a gun again, can I fire a warning shot into the concrete next to him?
Oh, if they do that, just do it.
What if they just pull a gun, just shoot them?
Yes.
You shooting right now?
No.
No, they're not. But they're also refusing to leave.
Just shooting. That was like several rounds.
It might be main PD shooting range.
Damn, they're popping those things outside. I know, right?
I'm gonna check it out because the P2's just dropped.
Now that's by like the clothing store. It's not the PD.
Temple.
Guys, these gentlemen with the white flags have just informed me that the guy with the fish mask has more than just a firearm on him.
What?
Damn it.
What'd you say, Nolan?
I mean, that's not really
We
probable
didn't. There
cause,
was
is it?
no like actual like pursuit of it in our chats. There was. I think we talked over it over our chat when I talked to the judge. And I mean, is the
Mr.
yeah.
McScrudge, you're not on Whisper, sir. We can hear you in the back.
Oh, sorry about that.
No worries, just letting you know.
All right. So.
Okay, whoever's sheriff's car that is getting paid on by the guy in the skull mask.
I think I'm on Whisper, I can't really tell. I'm assuming somebody would tell me if
Let's
I
go
wasn't.
ahead and get more of a presence down here. These guys are refusing to leave.
I really
Alright,
I
bet.
think it was definitely also just like a thing with
Just keeping an eye on the guy that's just
its
stepped
first
out of that
trial. I think
sports
that's
car.
why it was kind of sloppy. It was like low-key everyone's thing. It was the providence of things, the angels not getting free, the well, we were supposed to. I was supposed.
Where are
I
those
set up a
shots?
jury, and then apparently,
Not
yeah.
hearing any right now. Couldn't find him earlier.
We're at the clothing store. Like what is that? 629.
629.
BCSO don't even like PD.
69's main PD. What reason are these guys given to for not leaving?
They're saying that it's a public sidewalk. I've told them multiple times it's shut down to the public right now.
It's also federal property. Everything up to the street is government property. So, Nolan, can I just confirm, if one of them pulls a gun again, shoot him?
Just gonna cause problems, man.
I'm just double
Stop
check this,
talking
so I'm saying
about
I just
fucking
want to double
toes.
check this.
What do we want to do with these guys? They're not going to leave.
If you find it necessary,
That one of those
arrest them for
shots came
trespassing.
towards me.
What charge could we give them right now?
The guy in the pink and blue, you can give him trespassing. He's on the property.
Criminal trespassing, obstruction of justice.
The sabotage we were talking about earlier? 'Cause he's
I don't know anything
distracting us
about
from everything
that. It's
else. And
only
there's a guy that just pulled up behind you on a bike.
yeah, it's only contempt of court if they come inside the building and try to mess with the court. So it's just obstruction of justice and criminal trespassing.
Yeah. Okay. I'll check it out.
The two guys on the bikes are gone.
He just wanted a weapons license.
They're circling.
Damn, he's still not back.
So can you do me a favor, check on the bailiff? They're concerned about. I mean, not the bailiff. Sorry, the judge.
Oh, I got you.
They're a bit concerned about him.
Perfect timing, sir. I just finished up.
All right, I just wanted to make sure they were concerned. I knew
Oh,
you were all right
okay.
there, but they were just
No,
concerned.
no, I'm all right.
All right,
Okay,
perfect.
let's go for it right now.
Alrighty.
Would you still be like a
All rise in silence for the Honorable Judge Jack Thompson.
The guy in the skull mask is just trying to break into a sheriff's car.
You're on
Yeah, if he keeps sticking around, I'm gonna
Your
chase
Honor,
his
if you're
ball sack.
speaking, we cannot hear you.
Thank you. I said you may all be seated. Sorry about that.
Jeez.
Okay. I'm going to make a closing statement and then I'll move on to issuing the verdicts. Many of you have had no previous experience with court within the city, and everyone here is adapting to a new system. And I'd like to recognize all of your efforts here tonight. That being said, I'd like to also share with you the facts that weighed most in my consideration and determination.
Yes, call for more units.
First, I'll make some comments for the plaintiff and then for the defense. For the plaintiffs,
parked in the street.
the officer did threaten first with the beanbag after the incident happened, before the suspect pulled the knife on him. However, the fact that that was the suspect's intention did also weigh a little bit. I do think more de-escalation was possible. I would like to see that. I would like to see that be the stance of the department. The Officer Sparrow did deny him bail initially in the footage, it seemed to me. I didn't see anything otherwise, and I didn't hear anything otherwise about it. You may have later accepted it. I don't know how that worked. I wasn't clear on that. But I would advise against doing that if that does come back up in the future.
courtroom, they're above. I just need one officer to go over there. Thank you.
The lower rank officer, who also testified, Boogie, stated that in the clip that Sparrow was possibly referring to some SOP. So I commend you for doing that, Sparrow. That was the correct choice, and you didn't have to respond to him. However, also in the clip, right after that, he starts asking for a supervisor, and you said, quote, "Shut up, I'm talking to you, dumbass." So he has a right to a supervisor. Don't be that argumentative with him. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't de-escalatory. And then on the phone later, while Mr. Richards is in custody, he says they're about to tase me and cuff me in custody on the phone before Mr. Sparrow decides to do exactly that. So I don't think that was the correct decision either. I also do not agree with Mr. Sparrow that it was necessary to put him in solitary confinement. I didn't find that your response on that was sufficient for me to necessarily think that. But I also recognize that this is a lawsuit. Again, this is a new system. I don't think you should face charges in the future for disagreeing with me on that. That was a personal choice that I will respect and that I think the court should respect, in my opinion. But I'm not so sure that every judge will agree with that. I don't want you to do something that you'll get in trouble for, and I don't want you to do something that's unnecessary. That being said, on behalf of the defense, the lawyer did seem to be completely fraudulent. I mean, it did seem to be clear that he was making that up, and he was pretending to have a lawyer that he didn't have. And you know, for that reason, I agree with you that you must always be provided a list of attorneys. However, he was claiming that he had an attorney, so some confusion on that matter is probably warranted. I also do not think that the plaintiff should have taken that action of destroying the personal property. And I will note that independent of the case, I'll be awarding Mr. Sparrow $1,000 of the department's money for him to go get his car fixed next time.
Your Honor, that was not his vehicle.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Well,
he's
he can transfer it to someone else. Just hold on. The defense discussed a minor inconvenience in their closing remarks. Being shot in the chest at point blank range with the beanbag like 4 times by my count is not a minor inconvenience. And that being said, I would like to consider a crowbar bashing to the back of an F-250, even if it's not his, to be more of a minor inconvenience than anything, especially if it's not his. However, I could understand that in the heat of the moment, the officers may have felt threatened by the suspect, and I respect their right to use of force, just as I respect the suspect's right to de-escalation, particularly in the event that you were experiencing some kind of mental illness or something like that. At this time, I do have one question for the defense.
Your Honor.
Are you there, folks?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're.
Okay. Sorry, my head's having an issue. Was a strike issued in this case?
No, sir. Not what I know about.
Okay, are we sure about that?
Yeah,
Mr. Sparrow, was a strike issued against you for this?
There was a strike issued, but it's being reviewed at the moment.
Okay, it's under review. Okay. If during the course of that review, they approve that strike and you receive a strike, then by their own admission, the LSPD does not condone the use of force, at least within the cells, because to my understanding, I thought that maybe that there was a strike issued, and like you're saying, it's being reviewed. I believe it was for that portion of the case, the use of force within the cells, which was a separate use of force instance. So the plaintiffs also raised that if the law enforcement officers don't know their SOPs, is the way that they said it, or in this case, maybe more appropriate would be if they're not familiar with the DOJ standard operating procedures, how can we expect them to uphold the law that this court exists to uphold? And the answer to that question is that eventually they will be held to that standard completely. But we're still in a transitionary period where not everybody can be held to account for absolutely every tiny thing yet. Okay. And I think that that's probably the most fair outcome for both sides, which is really what this court should exist to facilitate.
Yeah, they've got like 2 years.
So with all of that being said, I hope that makes sense to everyone. I hope everyone feels that the following verdict is fair, and that I feel like I've really tried to hear everyone out at every step. I know that sometimes I have to stop people or something like that. That will be the case for every judge. I think that everyone conducted themselves respectfully again, and I commend you all for doing that. So with that said, we'll now move to the verdict. Everyone, please rise again. I'm going to read the charges one by one and the awards if there are any. And after that, both attorneys I would appreciate it if you would accompany me to the judge's chambers one
Listen, if
last
those
time
three gentlemen
before
in the white
we
flags come
disperse.
back,
But
they've been warned about
at that
100
time, I'll
different
ask
times.
that the
We're just gonna hit 'em with
bailiffs
sabotage.
facilitate dismissing all of the spectators. So, all right, without further ado, on count one, U.S. Code section 4th Amendment, Statute 101, subsection 1, I find that the Los Santos Police Department is not liable. On count two, United States Code section 4th Amendment, Statute 101, subsection 1, I find that the Los Santos Police Department is liable and that the court will hereby award a total of $20,000 to the plaintiff. On count three, United States Code section 5th Amendment, Statute 201, subsection 1, the court will hereby award a total of $20,000. I'll find the Los Santos Police Department liable for that as well. And on count four,
Where are they
United
back
States
at?
Code section 4th
Left
Amendment,
side,
Statute
towards
401,
the
subsection 1, I
What do
find the
y'all
Los
think of
Santos
actually
Police
putting up,
Department
like,
not liable.
barricades on this
So
street?
we're going to award a total of
Honestly,
$40,000 out
probably a
of
good shout.
$80,000. And
Alright,
I'd
I'm doing
like
it.
to note that
about
the
spike
count
strips behind as
of
well?
the abuse of power that I was
We just run the
specifically
risk. The spike strips are weird,
approving
man.
and finding the
We may
department
not be able to
liable
get 'em
for
back up.
was the one in the cells, not the one on the street.
Last time I used barricades, I
So
couldn't
at
pick
this
'em up
time,
either.
everybody can disperse. Let's attorneys, let's go in
That's right,
here
we can
and
just
we'll
arrest these guys for
Bailiffs,
harassment.
go ahead and start.
work with that.
Go ahead
Alrighty, I
and
don't
start
gotta
letting
go
Thank you,
home,
everyone.
You gotta leave here, so everybody please leave.
Yeah, bailiffs can start escorting people out. Anybody up top can go ahead and escort people out as well.
Bailiffs, if you could let our client stay, if that's
Yes,
all
sir.
Might
right.
as well leave
Yep.
the barriers. That's
Clients can
Bro,
stay.
$100
Everybody
if
else
you
can
want
leave.
money.
You guys are good. You're good.
Bobby's-
to stay, you're good to stay.
Bobby's
Fucking idiot, bro.
You can let the client. Oh, he's left. Okay, never mind.
And he's upset, man. That
Bro.
sucks.
Hey,
He's upset.
bailiff,
like that,
bailiff,
bro.
if you can go ahead and grab Jack for me.
I've got a
SWAT
heat
officer.
unit
Snoop.
on that Hellcat
Your
right now.
Honor,
He's gonna chase
if
him around
I
the
may
block.
stay
Get him
here
out of here.
today. That guy is fucking ripped about it. Thank you. I rest my case.
Because
Is that guy from the same
they
gang?
established that.
Brother, man, what's that guy's problem? You don't like me.
I'm not too sure, sir. I'm gonna try to get him back here though. There he is. He's got to hang out, brother. You're good. He can just hang out here for us. Appreciate
This
you.
guy's not wearing
Who,
a
me?
flag.
Yes, sir.
Hey, firm, sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just they're just talking real quick, and then they're you guys will deal with the payment, and then you'll be good to go.
Oh, so somebody's gonna pay me? Oh, I guess
We
he's
have a
gonna pay
naked
me.
preacher on scene now.
No,
Of course
you
we
owe
do.
him. I
gotta
believe.
pay him.
I don't know anything. They sued LSPD, not me. This is LSPD.
Got some
Oh,
interesting
okay. Yeah, I'm not
characters
sure
back
then.
here.
I just.
But he
on
owes me
cop cars and
1,000
things,
for
check it
denting the
out.
truck.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure.
Sounds cool.
Actually, Your Honor said that
They're just shocked.
the
Was
city
that
will pay
happy?
you for that. So
Specific word that could really determine a lot of cases, right?
Yeah, but
and that's how it's supposed to
Go.
be written.
I want it to be
absolutely.
letter of the
Are they
law.
releasing people
Yeah,
from the,
yeah, and I
And I want the
understand
police
that.
to update their SOPs to match that.
Right,
Got
I
the-
understand
the
that,
fish
and that's
dude
something
pulling
I'm
back
going to
up
be
again.
pushing for sure.
Thank
But
you.
that
Thank
will
you,
be
sir.
independent of the verdict. I would also note that
Hiding in the bush.
let me go and whisper. Now that I've read the verdict and everything, I would personally like to give you guys an additional $40,000 just for your participation. Let's say he was really
You wouldn't.
he
you
was
wouldn't
really
believe
planning
that
on
fish
that,
guy is
and
an
I
LSPD
understand
officer,
he
would
really
you?
feels that his rights were violated. But that will
Nope.
come out of my own pocket, and
He actually
that's
is.
not to reflect on the Department of Justice. That will not be a specific
addicted to
regular
cop
thing, but it's the first
Which
case.
is ironic given
Yes,
that
sir.
he is one.
So let's see.
Oh yeah, I
And
got it.
I really feel like this one, you guys both did a great job. All of you guys all did a great job.
Yeah, with like
I
what
just
they
want
had starting
you
off,
guys
that
to
was
decide
pretty good.
I mean,
yeah,
we only have 5 minutes to.
Yeah, you guys had nothing
Yeah.
when you first started.
And the way you guys handled that was also great.
Anybody know the
because
verdict?
people won't necessarily know what the fuck is going on for a minute.
I'm wondering
Yeah.
the same thing.
Court is over. 2 out of the 4 were I guess awarded to the suspect that pled or that it was suing, but only 2 out of the 4 charges went through.
Okay.
If everybody after we're done this, we'll all meet in the main court lobby, and I'll give a little debriefing of everything, and we'll be good. Just stay where you're at for right now till we get the judge out of here.
or can we expect less like,
Was it against
again,
PD
excuse the
only, or was
puns,
it
but like
against
hand
SRT,
holding?
SWAT, like the whole,
Like if people fuck up, I want them to fuck up. Like even if it's me,
I'm gonna
just
fly
let me
in and
fuck
out,
up.
and then
Yep, I
I'll meet you
just
on the
am
ground.
not trying to come off
I
like
don't want
hard
anybody to
ass
actually
right
get
at
heli.
the
I
end,
know,
you know
I
what I'm
know.
saying?
Actually, if you just
I
jump
want
off
Is our client still there?
Yes, sir.
I can't do that.
Yes, sir. All the
Okay,
clients are
thank
still
you.
there.
Thank you.
Okay, excellent. You know, hopefully, so I have this whole thing recorded. Hopefully, in the future, this can help show judges like what I think, you know, a minimum would be.
Yeah.
Just as far as, you know, not just saying that they shouldn't give any more lenience than that.
Well,
for sure.
Oh, you
I
mean in
think-
terms of precedent, like not precedent, but like court
Decorum.
procedure?
Right.
Okay, decorum.
exactly.
Cool. I was like, I don't really want this to be a precedent-setting case.
Right. Yeah, that's the main thing.
I think
Although-
those can only happen in criminal, correct?
Right, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Exactly. I mean, this does set a little bit of a precedent for the lawsuits separately, you know. That's why I was trying to handle
I'm being
it
honest with you, Nolan, they're just gonna keep doing it to you.
like that this was the right way to go about it.
Do I have any other marshals in the radio that were here with me during this?
But one thing I would
Yeah, right here, Rex
say,
Mills.
Rex, okay,
because
Rex, I got you. Was there any other marshals, or was it
Be
just
quiet,
fill-ins?
I think it was just fill-ins. I think it was just me and you, to be honest.
Okay, 10-4. I gotta write it down for my notes.
I know that, but you're trying to argue.
10-4.
Argument? Come on, bro.
I gotta start real late.
Some of us that were working perimeter get to come in now. It has been a hell of a night out here.
Yeah, as soon as we're done here, they're just wrapping up some stuff with the lawyers and the judge, and then yeah, we'll all come. Everybody can come inside. I mean, at this point, you guys should be good to come inside. I don't have an issue.
Yeah, I need to have a conversation because us running perimeter is just every cop baiter in the city is coming here now.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
everyone
believe
shut up.
what I'm going to request from now on is an angel to be on scene at all times, and then they'll just
assault me
start
again?
kicking people for it because
That's a crazy
I
thing to
was
say.
listening the whole time and it's absolutely
You already
wild.
threatened me twice, man.
Hey, good job holding it down out there, boys.
Go
Thank you.
back and have the city pay $40,000 for assaulting me. That makes sense.
I think in the end,
That's
we
a
had
smart
to
thing
shoot
to say.
maybe 6 people in total.
I got a job,
There
bro.
you go.
Yeah, I got a job. How much you make? How much you make every hour? Is it 1,000? Nah, I didn't think so, brother. You're not like that, man. You still haven't made it yet. What are you making? 500?
Uh,
Yeah, you don't do it
Mills.
for the money.
Mills,
So what
are
am I
you,
working for? What am I working for?
You're not prospect. You're full USMS,
Goofball.
right?
I'm
Rex.
clocked in right now, getting paid. I got paid this whole time, more than you. Goofball.
Rex Mills.
I know you are. You don't got money.
Yeah, what was that?
You're a full member of
I just got an
USMS,
extra
correct?
40 because of you, bro. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just got my rolls this morning.
Appreciate your
Okay, you're
service,
good.
officer. You do a great job out
Shots
there.
They're inside, brother.
633.
Was it your second time on sniper cert that you got your cert, or was it the third time?
So try to refrain from any outbursts, alright, guys? I know the court is technically.
Yeah,
I've been telling.
Nah, we're just
This
having
guy's
a
being extremely
conversation.
disrespectful. I think he needs to stop.
Sorry, brother.
That is alright.
If you want, you can just let both of them know to go stand by their tables.
Hey, brother, you gotta have respect to the court, like he said.
Right.
Just to
Alright,
inform
but-
the
Got shots fired
gentleman
and
with
2
the
cars ramming each other at
not
633.
LSPD client. He's
Our
becoming
client?
a little, yes, sir. He's becoming a little, I would say, hasty, a little disrespectful,
Okay.
taunting.
I mean, he has
some of
been
the-
here for like 2.5 hours.
Yes,
so-
no, I
is
understand
true.
that. It's just
We all been here for
like I
this
said,
long.
I'm good to
Is-
start letting everybody go, but he is starting to. cause
Yeah,
some
can
issues
we
out
go
there.
ahead and
Yeah,
like,
no.
pay him out and then continue this conversation?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So basically, this time, the way we're
Mr.
gonna
Cyberman, we're
facilitate
heading
this
inside if you
is
wanna come across the
I'm
street and head in
I'm
as well.
gonna provide the funds,
Alright, yeah, I'm making my way.
but in the future, I will be reaching out to Captain Blow or whoever, but I'm not gonna have him pay for it when I didn't notify him. So just to be clear on that as well, like it's not like I'm fully just sidestepping him and giving him the finger or something. It's like
Yeah. One thing I
I
would
didn't
suggest.
really have
one
full
the
time
verdict
anyway.
being read.
Can we continue this conversation like after? I just want to
Yeah,
get my client
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Just- yeah. Give me 1 second. When the
Yeah,
verdict
let's-
is being read, I
Uh-huh.
would say instead of reading the section and what law it is,
All right, but so we're
it's
talking
just the
about there.
charge itself,
We're just gonna
like,
get you paid,
hey,
and then we're gonna continue our conversation.
You know,
Sure thing, brother.
violation of right of this.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
that's good feedback. I will
because a
ask
lot
for
of
everybody's in the
people-
future.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be Judge right here.
Let's see, sir. The Venmo.
No, I don't think so.
When was Venmo ever a thing?
No, it's not.
Crazy selfie.
Okay,
So many banks are being hit right
You
now.
guys
dude.
inside.
I think so.